You got a filming permit for that documentary?
No, I don't need a filming permit. We talk about filming permit. What filming permit?
Well, in terms of
can I not film from a public place?
To make specific documentaries, you actually do need a filming
you don't.
permit.
You don't. You're talking rubbish. You're talking rubbish.
I'm saying to you that at this moment in time, we're not actually aware as to whether this is public access or not.
Well, it is public. Of course, it's public access because we've just walked through.
Yeah, but it could be privately owned land, and if you don't have sufficient reason to be here, they can lawfully eject you from this premises.
That's right. They could. Yeah.
There we go. Exactly. So until we can establish whether this is actually public ground or not,
okay,
we just ask you just to step out. We've just stated to you that it is the Crown property.
Yeah,
so
but what does that mean? What does that mean?
Lawfully, yeah, we can explain it to you, but lawfully, can you just step outside of that? It's a couple of feet. Come on.
Don't touch me. Don't touch me. I will get off, but don't touch me. Get your hand off me.
Okay, then start moving.
Get your hand off me. Don't touch me.
Then start moving.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel that exposes overreach and highlights citizens who know exactly how to stand their ground. Today's clip comes from Collibs, one of the sharpest auditors in the UK. Their link is down in the description, so make sure you head over and show them some real support. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss our next breakdown. What starts as a simple filming session outside a prison quickly spirals into talk of Crown property, filming permits, and officers claiming they can eject the auditor. But instead of backing down, the auditor stays calm, keeps the pressure on, and picks apart the contradictions with smart, controlled questions. Let's jump straight into it because this one gets tense fast.
We're just making a video, we're just making a documentary, that's all it is.
Is it? Okay,
Yeah.
you got a filming permit for that documentary?
No, I don't need a filming permit. We talk about filming permit. What filming permit?
Well, in terms of
can I not film from a public place?
To make specific documentaries, you actually do need a filming
you don't.
permit.
You don't. You're talking rubbish. You're talking rubbish.
What's your colour number, please? Alright, thanks. You know, all of you are supposed to let me know before you start recording as well. Yeah,
why have you not come here for a couple guys with the cameras? Why don't you go solve some crimes or something, man? What's all this?
Trust me, we are dealing with crime.
Yeah, we're not committing any crime. Like, it's just a bit of waste of time. You might as well go.
Yeah, but we just need to find out what's going on.
Alright, fair enough.
So look at it this way, right? We get lots of calls to outside the prison for people trying to like bring stuff into the prison or.
Okay, we're not doing.
Into the prison at all.
No, alright. That we're not saying you are. We're just saying we get lots of calls about that. So that's why we've been called here, just to make sure that's not happening.
Alright.
Anyone having around outside, we get called in.
Alright, let me just clear up this matter. He said he's been a police officer for 2 years and it's not in your policy to let us know that you're recording before you switch on.
No, you do. Honestly, you do.
So our video cameras, to be fair, they do flash red, so you are aware that they are recording. If you want us to tell you that we're recording, then we'll happily tell you that we're recording.
But I'm saying it's in your policy that you have to let members of the public know that you're recording before you do it.
When we first attended that incident, no, we don't.
So is that okay? We're just going to go in there, get a few shots, walk around?
Not inside the prison, no.
We're not going inside the prison.
This bit here is public access,
So
public access,
do we not have an implied right of access into here?
As far as what? I mean, as far as yeah, that's absolutely fine. But as far as I'm concerned, at this moment in time, because we're unaware as whether you actually have public access or not, do you want to just wait outside?
No,
if it's
not
the
really,
case,
no. Because this is all public property anyway.
No, fella, but if it's the case that they turn around and say, well, actually, this isn't privately owned, then by all means you have public access to this. We're not going to show you away because you're lawfully allowed to be here.
It does come out with the dogs and everything.
However,
let me catch this on camera.
boys, come on. I'm being reasonable with you.
Yeah, we're not being unreasonable.
Nice.
We can come
I'm
here.
just saying, right? I'm saying to you that at this moment in time, we're not actually aware as to whether this is public access or not.
Well,
so
it is public. Of course, it's public access because we've just walked through.
Yeah, but it could be privately owned land, and if you don't have sufficient reason to be here, they can lawfully eject you from this premises.
That's right. They could. Yeah.
There we go. Exactly. So until we can establish whether this is actually public ground or not,
okay,
we just ask you just to step outside. We're being nice.
Until we establish that,
we're being nice.
I know. I'm being reasonable, but if we don't know the facts, then why would we?
Okay, well, fine. I'll tell you what. I'll meet you halfway. We'll stay here, but no further. Yeah.
I suppose. I'm not gonna barge past you, am I?
I'll meet you halfway.
I'm not gonna barge past you, am I?
But I'm trying to be reasonable with you.
Okay. So that's it. We just come here. We just come here to film. That's it, really.
Fair enough. But look, me and Michael, like I explained to you, we get lots of calls here. We get lots of calls of people trying to sneak.
I feel like your time could be better used elsewhere. Like.
Yeah. So
that's why we're here, to make sure nothing untoward's going on.
Yeah.
That exchange revealed everything about this encounter. The officers floated talk of filming permits, prison security concerns, and uncertain land ownership to slow the auditors down without identifying any actual offense. The auditor stayed measured, challenged the body camera issue, and then offered a calm compromise. Notice how he never took the bait. By questioning the body camera policy and proposing a reasonable middle ground, he appeared cooperative while highlighting the uncertainty in the officer's position. The officers seemed to be relying on vague suspicion and institutional habit rather than a clearly defined issue. His composure denied them the emotional reaction that often leads to escalation. This was authority trying every soft approach before stalling when calm legal awareness refused to give way. When you understand filming rights and property boundaries, pressure loses much of its force. Know the difference, stay calm, and make authority justify its actions. Would you have accepted that compromise or pushed harder on the filming point? What matters more in a situation like this, principle or de-escalation?
Can we just clear? Is this public land or not?
This bit is the Crown's property, just outside the gate.
So what does that mean when you say Crown property? Like, is the Crown not paid for by the taxpayer?
Are you filming now?
Yeah, I'm filming now.
Can you get the Crown property, please?
So can we just establish whether this is public or private?
Look, we've just stated to you that it is the Crown property.
Yeah,
so
but what does that mean? What does that mean?
Lawfully, yeah, we can explain it to you, but lawfully, can you just step outside of that? It's a couple of feet. Come on.
Don't touch me. Don't touch me. I will get off, but don't touch me. Get your hand off me.
Okay, then
I'll
start
get off.
moving.
Get your hand off me. Don't touch me.
Then start moving.
So what is the definition of Crown property? That's what this gentleman's going to explain.
Yeah, explain. Let's explain. Let's hear the
Once
explanation.
we're outside, we can start explaining it. But
What do we explain
as
it now?
you stated, lawfully, we are allowed to eject you from it at this moment in time. So please just.
Well,
step
the
outside
landowner can eject
and we'll
us.
explain it to you.
But is it public property? You're saying lawfully you can eject us, but you still haven't explained whether it's private property or public.
This is Crown property.
What does Crown property mean? Please explain it.
Property is sort of the jurisdiction of the Crown. So
Okay.
therefore, we can dictate who comes onto this land. We don't want people filming the prison, so if you step inside the gates, we have no jurisdiction of that. That's public property. This is Crown property.
What do we think, guys?
Well, I don't know if he's saying that it's Crown property and can't rent.
There we go.
There's the there, you're fine.
Yeah, you're fine there. Crack on, but. So, look, as it's been explained to you, I'm not trying to be difficult or anything, but if he's turned around and said to you, look, that's where you can film, that's the boundary, as long as you're not going within the boundaries, there's no issues.
Yeah. Well, obviously, I've heard two different things, like the lady inside.
What does this Crown? I still don't understand what Crown property means.
From what you're saying, what she said, I think she maybe just wasn't clear enough that it meant outside of the gates. Like if you said, oh, from out there, I think she may well have been thinking.
She said don't film in the office.
Yeah.
You can get in trouble. But she said film outside.
Yeah.
I mean, he looks like the big boss, so we're gonna take his word for it, mate. I'm sure it's probably. Look, I'm sorry if you have been misinformed. I can't comment on that.
Yeah, but it's not about taking anyone's word.
He's been pretty fair. He's been fair.
No, I know he's been fair. I'm not having a go at him. It's about the facts.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to have to go and research what the facts are.
Because this whole Crown property thing is a bit of a grey area. Is the Crown not paid for by the tax? Like I don't know. The Crown answers to Parliament. The Parliament's paid for by the taxpayer. Like it's a bit of a. You know what I mean? It's a bit of a.
There are certain like tie-ins. I mean, I'm not.
We're not going to resist. You know what I mean? Like,
no, I know you're not.
And
I'm trying to be reasonable and just speak openly.
Also, we've come here to exercise our rights. So the fact that I'm trying to kind of resist and not immediately going off is for that reason. Do you understand? Obviously, we've come here with a purpose. So for me to immediately sort of kind of resign,
I don't take an issue with that.
Yeah, do you
ultimately,
understand?
like there are specific buildings that we cannot make access to. There are specific reasons why we can't go. I know that's incredibly vague, but in terms of like, you can't just walk into a prison because there are prisoners in there, and prisoners can't just walk out. That is just the way it is. We can limit access with regards to that. It's the same as like key government buildings such as like security services, Westminster, police stations. You can't just have public access to because there are
police stations.
You do have access to the front desk.
Into the front desk, past the front desk and into the more private areas. Because I mean, look, think of it this way, right? If you were reporting a crime or something, and your loved one's details are in there, and we've dealt with that, you wouldn't want any Tom, Dick, or Harry getting access.
Do you get any incidences of people filming police stations and stuff?
Like outside and that, yeah.
The officers leaned on vague talk about Crown property boundaries and lawful ejection while still admitting they were unsure what the land actually was. The auditor kept pressing for definitions, resisted being physically guided, and forced that uncertainty into full view. Notice how he repeatedly brought the conversation back to clear definitions. That was a strategic move. The officers appeared to want compliance first and explanation later because ambiguity often benefits authority. The moment he challenged the physical contact and demanded clarity, the balance shifted from vague commands to accountable justification in real time. This is what happens when one precise question exposes uncertainty. Standing your ground and asking calm, direct questions can create leverage. When officials cannot clearly explain the rule they are relying on, pressure begins to lose its effectiveness. Know the boundaries, ask for clarity, and make authority define its position before expecting compliance. Would you have stepped back immediately in that situation or kept asking what Crown property actually meant before moving? Drop your take below.
What do they do? Like, have you heard of that? I ain't heard of that.
Yeah,
Well, people come and film police
You know
stations.
what? If you're exercising your lawful rights, then crack on as far as I'm concerned, as long as you're not arresting people. And if you're reasonable with...
What about if someone's like filming at the back gate of the police station where cars come and go?
Well, I don't know why you would want to do that.
No, I'm just curious, like.
I mean, look, you're asking me on a lot of like very specific minutiae of the law.
No.
I'm sure you're probably just trying to catch me out.
No, not legally. No, not
Yeah,
I'm not asking
myself
for legal explanations. I wouldn't expect police officers to know
Absolutely.
the ins and outs. But how
If
would you
want my
deal with
honest
that
opinion,
situation?
It's a little bit strange. But
Yeah. How would you deal with that situation though?
I mean, the same way that we've dealt with you here, we'll establish where you can and cannot film. If you lawfully can film somewhere, we don't have the power to stop you. That's fine. But ultimately, like, there's nothing that needs to be escalated. There's nothing that needs to go any further. We can talk like adults. And as long as you're following the law, I don't take an issue with it personally.
So did you say you were based at Hammersmith?
Yeah.
So did you not get anyone filming there?
I know exactly what you're trying to get me to say. That's fine.
What?
I'm not an idiot.
What? I'm not trying to get you to say anything. I
yeah,
just asked if you get people filming there.
Yeah, I mean, people have filmed police stations all over London and past London. I'm sure you're aware of that. So.
Oh well, no. That's what I'm trying to find out. We've heard about it, but we ain't really sure
I'm
about
done
it.
on that conversation because I know what you're trying to get me to say.
What am I trying to get you to say? I'm not trying to get you to say nothing. What am I trying to get you to say?
I know you're trying to have a laugh. Come on.
Have a laugh. What do you think I'm trying to get you to say? I swear I'm not trying to get you to say anything. Bro, I'm not even trying to be funny with you. I'm being dead serious.
I think it's funny. I think it's funny.
I'm baffled right now. I don't know what you think I'm trying to do or what you think I'm trying to get you to do. Like, I just want to know if you like about these people that film police stations.
Yeah. Are these guys with you or?
Oh no, that's a separate film too.
We're popular today, aren't we?
They're taking lessons of us.
They're going to get in trouble
I think
as well.
they've spent a little bit more money on their setup to be fair.
Yeah, well, iPhone 6.
So look, I'm assuming what my colleagues are going to be doing right now is if they have access permits to film for specific documentaries, you actually have to have a filmmaker's permit to do so. Then there is specific legislation. Don't ask me to quote on it. I can Google it for you right now if you want me to.
What, to film from public place?
It's like ITV and that. You know, have you ever seen them going around like?
What constitutes a documentary though? Like, because is this technically not a documentary?
Well, yeah, you've got, fair enough.
Is there a sort of criteria that needs to be satisfied for it to be a documentary?
You're questioning me on very like.
No, well, you're the one that's talking about filming permits and that.
but
Like,
I
I would
know-
really expect you to know about like the ins and outs of it if you're going to launch with that. You know? Don't you think?
Well, in terms of I know that you have to have a permit.
No, I don't
to
think you
film in
do.
public spaces
I don't think you do. No.
for specific reasons.
No, I don't think so.
That's why journalists and that all have them.
No. I don't agree with that. I'm gonna cut the video right quick. Alright guys, we're probably just gonna wrap it up right here. We were in there, around there, filming in there. Police came, said it was Crown property, said that we couldn't film, said that they could legally eject us. So I'm not 100% know the ins and outs of this Crown. What does this mean, Crown property? Does that mean it's public land, private land? Does it mean that they can take us off? I don't know. We weren't prepared to get into a fight over it. That's the situation right now.
Let's break down what really happened in that conversation. The officer admitted that people do film police stations, accepted that lawful filming could continue, and then drifted back into vague talk about permits and documentaries he could not clearly explain. The auditor stayed focused, kept asking simple questions, and exposed the contradiction in real time. Notice how he kept asking for definitions instead of reacting to the officer's tone. That strategy forced the discussion onto facts rather than feelings. You could hear the officer becoming more defensive because vague authority is most effective when nobody challenges it. Once the questions exposed uncertainty, the balance shifted. This is what happens when a simple question meets a weak explanation. The script begins to fall apart, the bluff becomes visible, and authority loses momentum. When officials cannot clearly explain the rule they are trying to enforce, pressure starts to crumble. Learn the boundaries, ask the follow-up question, and make authority justify itself calmly and clearly. Would you have accepted the permit explanation or kept pressing for the actual law and property boundary before backing off? Share your answer in the comments below. And if you believe accountability matters, hit like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more real encounters, more legal knowledge, and more evidence-based breakdowns.